Welcome to my channel, Gadgets for Gentlemen. In today's video I want to quickly review the Vostok Amphibia. Before we proceed, let's do a quick wristwatch check. So today I'm wearing my Seiko SNZ F17 and I wear it on this beautiful NATO strap by Zulu Diver. I recently purchased this sports watch and I think it's a great watch, and stay tuned for a review on this watch. So let's proceed with the Vostok Amphibia. As you can see here, this is the model number 420. That is referring to the case of this watch, and the number of the dial is 059. So what you have here is a beautiful dive watch that was first made in the late 60s by the Russian Federation. I ordered this watch from eBay Germany. The item was located in the Russian Federation and I only paid $57 for this watch. So for under 60 American dollars, you can buy yourself this beautiful watch. And I need to tell you quickly before we proceed that the watch originally came on a stainless steel metal bracelet. This is the watch box with the papers. And here we can see the original stainless steel metal bracelet, which I really dislike. And that's the reason you find it in this watch box. I keep it, but I don't intend to use it. You can even see the plastic is still here. And the second point that I quickly want to show you has to do with this. What we have here is the original bezel that came on the watch. We can see it a little bit here. I thought let me take it out quickly to give you a look. So why I wrapped this original bezel is because I don't intend to use it, because I don't like the design of this bezel. So that's the original bezel on the watch. So I ditched the original bracelet and the original bezel. And as you can see here up close, I bought this Pepsi colored bezel, also from the Russian Federation via eBay Germany. And I think this bezel looks very similar to my Seiko SKX009, which I have up here. As you can see, the bezel looks quite similar. The bezel that I purchased, I think, is not from Seiko, and unfortunately the bezel does not have any clicks. So let me show it to you here. If I have my Seiko SKX, when I rotate the bezel, you can hear these clicks. Let me put it to the microphone. So that has to do with the clicks, and also this bezel only moves into one direction, anti-clockwise. And when we look at the Vostok Amphibia, we can see that the bezel, firstly, does not make any clicks. Let me bring it to the microphone. See, we cannot hear any clicks. And the bezel we can rotate in both directions. So let's not jump to conclusions, but I give you one little teaser. I think the bezel of this watch is not as great as the Seiko's. So I ditched the original bezel, I ditched the metal bracelet, and I replaced it with a very standard NATO strap. And I also wear it on a very nice rubber strap. So you can buy this watch under 60 US dollars. And if you also want to replace the bezel and the bracelet, then you would find yourself probably spending about $100 in total. And what you get for that is a very nice Russian-made automatic dive watch that was originally made for the Russian Navy. This watch has a water-resistant level of 200 meters. It features an in-house Russian-made movement with a power reserve of 31 hours. The watch movement has 19,800 beats per hour. The movement has an anti-shock protection. It has 31 jewels, and it allows for hand winding. So all in all, I think a very durable movement. I read several reviews on the internet, and what I got is that this watch is really like a tank. It's indestructible, and it has even been compared to the Casio G-Shock watches. So let me undo it from this pouch and bring you the watch up closer. So I told you a little bit about the movement, which is really, I think, a great feature of this watch. Second thing that I want to show you is that gorgeous blue dial. And here you can have a closer look. What we have here at the 12 o'clock position is a diver. And we have the brand name called Vostok, which is written with a B. Let's focus. Here at the 3 o'clock position, we have a date window. At the 6 o'clock position, again, we have the brand name. That's the B from Vostok. And I presume here at the 6 o'clock position, all the way on the bottom, it's written something like made in Russia. I presume, but correct me if I'm wrong. Or probably it tells us something about the movement. We have the gorgeous red seconds hand that is slowly ticking or flowing on that beautiful dial. If you look closely, you can see at every hour there is a lume dot applied, and also the hour markers are applied and they shine beautiful in the sun. Also the hour hand is a bit like an arrow, and the minute hand I think looks a bit like a sword. I think it's very beautiful. And here on this sword, it is a minute hand. Again, you can see applied lume. And here on this pointy hour hand, you can see also lume. And also here on the second hand, we can see this lume pip. So that has to do a bit with the dial. So this dial is referred to the Scuba Dude because of the scuba diver here at the 12 o'clock position. And this dial is numbered 059. So I already mentioned the aftermarket bezel. This is a stainless steel bezel, and it's very shiny. And I think it's a great combination with this a bit of sunburst blue dial. I bought this bezel also from eBay Germany for $28 straight out of Russia. Now let's have a look at the crown, which we can find here at the 3 o'clock position. The crown is quite thick and simple. It's unsigned, as you can see here, no logo whatsoever. And the crown is screw down, which means you first need to unscrew it before you can operate the movement. and that allows for better water resistancy. I'm not even sure if that's a word, but so let's unscrew the crown. We can see here that the crown itself looks a bit not stable when it's in the neutral position. And I read that this was actually not a design flaw, but it has been designed and manufactured in order to protect the movement from physical damage. So now the watch is in the neutral position, and that allows us to hand wind the movement. So the watch operates both on the movement being an automatic, so from your wrist movements the watch will charge up, but also it allows for hand winding. And here in the neutral position, when we move the crown upwards, you can hear the watch winding. I bring it closely to the microphone so you can hear this sound. This is the sound of hand winding. So that's the hand winding. When we want to change the time, we put the crown in the first position, and then we can move the hour and minute hand around. As you can see here, the second hand is still running, so not really hacking. So let's proceed, and now we saw that the date changed to the 11th. Brings me to the second point. This watch does not allow for quick set, so there's no second position of the crown to change the date. But we have this little trick. We saw that when we hit midnight, the date changes. If we want to change the date a bit quicker, so what we do is we go back to about 9 p.m. and then we go back to midnight, and we can see that the date jumps to the next day. So this is an alternative way. Instead of going making a 24-hour rounds, we can go back to 9 p.m. like that, and then we go to midnight and pay attention to the date wheel. There we go. So yeah, I think this watch would have been better if it had a function where you can quickly set the date with the second position of the crown. So let's undo the watch strap, and let's have a look at the back of the watch. As we can see here, the case back has something inscribed. I think here in the middle it's saying Amphibia, and it looks very nice. Here we can see the 200 meters water resistancy. All in all, I think this is a beautiful watch. Again, this watch has been around from the late 60s, so it's very iconic. It's very durable. The movement has a anti-shock protection. It is 200 meters waterproof. It features both hand winding and automatic charging the movement. I'm not fond of the stainless steel bezel, and I'm not fond of the stainless steel bracelet. But as I demonstrated in this video, you can buy yourself an aftermarket bezel for about $30. And I think that makes the watch look so much better. Now let's go over the dimensions. I think for a dive watch this is a relatively small watch. Yeah, we're dealing with a case diameter of about 40 millimeters, a thickness of about 15 millimeters, as you can see here. The lug width is 18, yeah, so that's about 18. And lug to lug distance, also very important. Lug to lug, I get about 45, 46 millimeters. That's the lug to lug distance. And what I forgot to mention, which is quite remarkable of this watch, is this beautiful dome. this domed crystal. We're dealing with acrylic here, so this crystal is very prone to scratches. And as you can see here, I already have a few scratches, and I only got this watch about a month. And but I heard it's fairly easy to buff out these scratches, even using toothpaste. So yeah, look that up if you find yourself having some scratches. There is many ways to get rid of those. I want to conclude by giving you a wristwatch shot. So I have 6.3 inches wrists, which is considered quite a small wrist, and I think this watch wears very nice for a dive watch. So what you can see here, the watch is quite chunky. It's thick. It has a thick case and it has a thick crystal because of that dome. So if you're looking for something very small, then this is not your watch. If you're looking for a very tough and very original, cool dive watch that really stood the test of time and can take some beating, and you have small wrists, then I think this is your watch, because this watch is only $60. And if you go for that extra bezel and maybe a NATO strap, you can buy it for about $100. I must say, there are other options, because if you're not looking for a dive watch, but just an automatic watch, you can look for this Seiko SNK 809. This is also a very small size and much thinner display case back. You can see that automatic movement. Very nice watch. Also, if you want to go for something that is very water resistant, but you want to go digital, then you can go for a G-Shock by Casio. And I have videos on this watch on my channel. If you actually want to go for a dive watch and you don't want to spend a fortune, then you can go for the Seiko SKX 009, which has a case diameter of about 41 or 42 millimeters. And if you want to go for a smaller size one, then you have the SKX 013, also with a automatic movement and a water resistance of 200 meters, if I'm correct. Let me double check. Let me double check. See, we also have that screw down crown. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is also automatic dive watch. Non-hand winding. So we need to start the movement just by shaking. There we go. 200 meters water resistant. But this watch does not go for $60. This is a bit more. I think about $150, depending on availability. And also, you could consider the Orient Ray. This is a very nice dive watch. It's a bit bigger than the Vostok, because this has a case diameter of about 41 millimeters. This watch also has hand wind, as you can see here. Automatic movement. Also 200 meters waterproof. Also very durable. And finally, I started this video with this sport watch. So this watch is only 100 meters waterproof. So I won't advocate diving with this watch. And this watch retails for $140. So somewhat similar to the Vostok in terms of price and functionality. And this is also a bit bigger than the Vostok, coming in at about 41 millimeters. So yeah, um, what can I say? I think this Vostok Amphibia, I think it's just maybe the best watch you can buy for $60. I mean, you're dealing here with an automatic movement, 200 meters water resistant, in-house movement, 31 joules, 31-hour power reserve. It's very iconic. I mean, I think it's a true beauty, and it's a watch with a heritage of the Cold War, which I think makes it very timeless and very historical of significance. I really like this dome crystal. Yeah, it makes the watch very chunky, but it makes the watch also stand out. And the watch has imperfections, being no quick set. That's a big one. I think non-clicks on the bezel is a downside. But all in all, I think it's a great watch for $60. I mean, you cannot go wrong. Don't expect the moon, but again, for $60, I think this is maybe the best watch purchase you can have. So I hope you find this video interesting. Please leave any comments you like or questions, and I will get back to you. Please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel. Have a great day and see you soon.